This will only be for a few minutes, and we're doing this to help.
Can I eat Chips Ahoy while we're doing this? Thank
No,
you.
No, Sam, we don't even have any anyways. We want you to sit at the end of the couch. Yep, now sit up so he can see you.
Sam, act like a good little man right now. Okay?
Just give him a minute. Gotta get, get his head wrapped around it.
Either I'm worried, and that's why I'm hot, or it's just really hot in here right now.
Okay. Put your feet down so they can see your face.
Can you sit? Yeah, sit nice, okay?
Did you ever think at any time that maybe you were different than any of these other kids?
Yeah.
How did that make you feel?
Sad.
Every family has moments they didn't see coming. Behaviors that are hard to understand, harder to manage, and sometimes just hard to talk about. The stress is real, the uncertainty is real, and so is the feeling that you're the only one going through it. But you're not. These stories are more common than most people realize, and by sharing them openly, we can start to change that. Because reducing stigma doesn't begin with a policy or a program. It begins with one person willing to share and another finally feeling seen.
We had a lot of fun in our house. There was a lot of love, there was a lot of affection, but sadly there was also a lot of mental illness. And that kind of unfolded over the years.
Some families look just like yours. Same neighborhood, same routines, same love. And behind closed doors, a battle no one talks about.
When I was little, I felt like I couldn't do anything until this or that was done. So from the time I would wake up, I can't leave the room until the bed is made and the corners of the bed have no wrinkles. And then I leave, and I can't leave fully until I touch the doorknob 4 times, and then I make my way to the bathroom. I can't leave the bathroom until I brush my teeth 2 times. When I was a lot younger, I didn't know that not everybody thought this way.
She was a lot of fun, my sister Nancy. She was very cute. She was very smart. She was great at playing the piano, but she was also tortured by, thoughts of hurting herself. And so she started in earnest with suicide attempts when she was an early teen. She ended up taking her own life in 1978. When she died, it was a great shock, but it was not a surprise, if that makes any sense.
When he would get dysregulated in his flight or fight mode, they called it, wouldn't want to leave my side, but wouldn't receive any direction from me or support from me.
He wouldn't want to be with you, but wouldn't want to leave your side.
Yeah.
It was a weird,
It was like a push and
I hate
pull.
you, but I'm not going to leave you.
As soon as you tried to walk away, he would be following you and re-engaging. He was in home daycare. After about a month, she asked to speak with us at our house and came here, and she was really upset. She said she's never had to do this before, but she couldn't allow Sam to return. And so she had told us that she thought we should get him tested for anxiety. And we were like,
okay, lady.
yeah, we're like,
Okay.
he's 5
You
years
know,
old,
sure.
he's the perfect child. He was such a good
Right.
kid. We're like, he just wants to be near you.
If something happens and somebody without OCD gets stressed out, that's their brain. For somebody with OCD, it's going to be that same minor thing, but it oftentimes alerts our trauma receptors. So it's in our mind, it's amplified, it's huge, and we have no idea what to do.
Every day, school was calling, and there was major episodes at school where, we had to be on FaceTime to help calm him down.
At this point, we're thinking, what is going on?
Yeah, and I really felt like I was doing all the right things. I was remaining calm. I was following everything I read in books, and just nothing was working. And then they were starting to get physical, or throwing things at me or kicking me.
On the night that my sister died, my dad gathered us all into the living room. And my dad was a very funny, warm, loving guy, but he was scared and he was ashamed. And so he said to us, if anybody asks, this was an accident. Well, we knew it was not an accident, but he was fearful that we would be judged, and that Nancy, my sister Nancy, would not be allowed to have a funeral mass. And As our family story continued, we went forward from that day, never sitting down to talk about it as a family, and then going off and doing whatever it was that we were doing, never to kind of process it. And that kind of unprocessed grief, doesn't lead to anything good. As the years unfolded and others in the family began to experience their own form of mental illness, everybody was afraid that maybe what happened to Nancy might happen to them. So they didn't seek help.
I knew it took me longer to do things, but it wasn't until I was older where I would notice sometimes people would get frustrated with me, or I started feeling frustrated with myself. If you have to leave, and I've got to put my shoes on and then take them off and put them back on and then tie them and take them off and put them back on again, and mom's like, let's go, you have school. Then I started to realize, maybe not everybody runs their day like this.
I couldn't find anywhere to take them. I probably spent a whole day, I had to take off of work, calling all these different facilities, and a lot of them didn't call back. So the ones that did would be like, oh, we treat for ADHD, but not that young. Or we will treat them, but I'm not accepting new patients.
Nothing was convenient. Nothing was just we're just looking for something that's fall in place. Please help.
Navigating mental health resources for both youth and adults can be very frustrating. We have 2 parent peer specialists who will work directly with the family, navigating the services for them so that by the time that family connects to that service, it's the right service. And the coordinators for that program are parents themselves. They're able to provide that emotional support as well, and that's so powerful for people to know that they're not alone. And sometimes just to talk to somebody who gets it and isn't going to judge them.
Think of a student as an iceberg. The behaviors that you're seeing are the things above the surface. What's happening below the surface is really larger and oftentimes more important to what's happening in their life. And those are oftentimes stressors that can't be seen or understood at a first glance. And so that's where we try to meet students where they are and focus on their mental health.
When you are told not to talk about it, your fears and your worries, what did I do to cause this? What could I have done to help? How did I fail my sister? Those things all stay in you, and it kind of comes out in different ways, not necessarily healthy ways. As the story continues with our family, then years later, my brother Danny, who was the second youngest in the family, he had long struggled with his mental health. Danny rejected any offers of help with his mental illness and really became quite estranged. And that was really hard for us. I mean, we loved him. It was all hands on deck. We were really reaching out to him in the best ways that we knew how to. But sad to say, that wasn't enough. And Danny also took his own life. 19 years after losing our sister, we also lost our youngest brother.
Trying to get the right resources in play for him and for us was imperative at this point.
Yeah, because it was that or Rogers, because...
Without Waukesha County, honest to goodness, I don't know where we'd be. I mean...
When they came and then, we had to find a provider that was going to work with Sam, so that they met us, and then they selected someone, Marissa. Amazingly enough, an episode happened the first time she was here, and so she got to coach me through it, help me make little tweaks to how I was doing it. This isn't exaggeration, but within a week, all of the physical part was gone.
No.
It stopped.
I think there's still work to be done on stigma reduction, on the idea that it's okay to not be okay, and that it's okay to ask for help.
As I've gotten older, that's something that I do now. I think we should just accept that more, being like, hey, this is what I'm doing, so jive with it or don't,
Having the coaching in the moment and the support, because obviously I was very emotional when this was going on, I was crying, and just have someone there to be like, you're doing good, you're doing the right thing. Sorry.
I got a letter from Danny the week before he died. Danny wrote me, which he never wrote me a letter. And in that letter, he talked about what it was like to live with bipolar illness, and he said it's a terrible burden, and he said it's caused me to say and do terrible things, and he was apologizing. And it scared me when I read that letter because, you know, it sounded to me like a suicide note, which, as it turns out, is what it was. But in ending his letter to me, he was apologizing, and he said, you know, only love and understanding can conquer this disease. After he died, you know, the more I thought about it, it's like he's 100% right. You know, only love and understanding can help us figure out how to treat people who live with mental illness in a more compassionate, better way.
I think it's important for the community to know that suicide is the second leading cause of death for youth, and that's scary. It's scary because it's preventable, and we can do something about it, and the more we talk about it, the more we get it out of inside, the less scary it is. And it's just engaging in that to help reduce the stigma so that people aren't afraid to ask or afraid to talk about it.
I still have those times, and that's usually when I'm like, okay, I need to do some sort of check-in with my therapist or myself and figure it out. But I think I'm now just somewhere I can go and talk about everything to somebody who I know understands.
But as time went on, we really began to understand how much they actually cared. And that's amazing because you don't get that a lot.
Talk about, like, to be able to stay in the classroom.
Yeah, not have to take breaks anymore, and like not have to have someone be with me, like 24/7 in school.
Now you like school?
Yeah, cause like I can spend time with my friends a lot more. Cause there's a lot recesses longer and stuff. I feel like.
We are all at some point that child on the couch, unsettled, uncertain, trying to figure out our footing. What matters is who's in the room with us when we do. Nobody should have to find it alone.